Hello, I Dr. Vijay Chandra Jadala welcomes you to VC Tech Education. Today I am going to discuss regarding AWS Solutions Architect Associate Exam Preparation Quiz 1. Here we are going to discuss frequently asked questions or important questions in different sessions, mainly EC2. The first question on here we are going to discuss is in Amazon EC2 container service components, what is the name of a logical grouping of a container instances on which you can place tasks? So we have four options here. The question is in Amazon EC2 container service components, what is the name of a logical grouping of container instances on which you can place tasks? First one is a cluster, second one is a container instance, third one is a container, and fourth one is a task definition. The answer here is a cluster. Why a cluster? Answer is a cluster. Amazon EC2 contains the following components. A cluster. A cluster is a logical grouping of container instances that you can place tasks on. Next, a container instance is an Amazon EC2 instance that is running the Amazon ECS agent and has been registered into a cluster. Next, a task definition is a description of an application that contains one or more container definitions. A scheduler is the method used for placing tasks on container instances. A service is an Amazon ECS service that allows you to run and maintain a specified number of instances of a task definition simultaneously. A task is an instantiation of a task definition that is running on a container's instance. Next, a container is a Linux container that was created as part of a task. So these are the different definitions which we discussed. As per the question, the correct answer is a cluster. Next, in the context of AWS support, why must an EC2 instance be unreachable for 20 minutes rather than allowing customer to open tickets immediately? So here, unreachable situation, that means in the context of AWS support, why must an EC2 instance be unreachable for 20 minutes rather than allowing customer to open ticket immediately? Here four answers are given, listed here. First one, because most reachability issues are resolved by automated process in less than 20 minutes. Because all EC2 instances are unreachable for 20 minutes every day when AWS does routine maintenance. Because all EC2 instances are unreachable for 20 minutes when first launched. Because all the reasons listed here. Let's check the answer. Answer is A, because most reachability issues are resolved by automated process in less than 20 minutes. An EC2 instance must be unreachable for 20 minutes before opening a ticket, because most reachability issues are resolved by automated process in less than 20 minutes and will not require any action on the part of the customer. If the instance is still unreachable after this time frame has passed, then you should open a case with support. Next comes to the which of the following issues are not supported by the AWS support. We have to choose 3. Not supported. You should be very careful regarding reading the question. Here it's asked as not supported by AWS support. Which of the following issues are not supported by AWS support? First one is problems detected by health checks. Second, code development. Third, debugging custom software. 4, that is D, performing system administration tasks. E, best tasks to help you successfully integrate, deploy and manage applications in cloud. Not supported. So, problems detected by health checks will be supported by AWS. Next is best practices to help successfully integrate, deploy and manage applications in cloud is supported by AWS. So code development is not supported. Cloud development we have to do. Debugging custom software we have to do the debugging, not by the AWS. Then performing system administration tasks. So which are not supported by AWS support is code development, debugging custom software, performing system administration tasks. So here we can see here what are the types of issues are supported by AWS. Your AWS support covers deployment, development and production issues for AWS product and services along with other key stack components. What are those are? How to question about AWS services and features, best practices to help successfully integrate, deploy and manage applications in cloud, troubleshooting API and the AWS SDK issues, troubleshooting operational or systematic problems with AWS resources, issues with our management console or other AWS tools, problems detected by health checks, a number of third-party applications such as OS, web servers, email, databases and storage configurations. So these all are supported by the AWS, and now we are going to see what are not supported by AWS support. That is code development, debugging custom software, performing system administration tasks. These are the things which are not supported by AWS support. Next question, a user is launching an EC2 instance in US East region. Which of the following mentioned options is recommended by AWS with respect to the selection of the availability zone? So with the selection of availability zone there are 4 options. First is always select the AZ while launching an instance. Always select the US East 1, a zone of HA. Do not select the AZ. Instead, let AWS select the AZ. Next, the user can never select the availability zone while launching an instance. Answer is C. When launching an instance with EC2, AWS recommends not to select availability zone AZ. AWS specifies that the default availability zone should be accepted. This is because it enables AWS to select the best availability zone based on the system health and available capacity. If the user launches additional instances, only then an availability zone should be specified. This is to specify the same or different AZ from the running instances. What is a placement group in Amazon EC2? There are 4 options. The first option is it is a group of EC2 instances within a single availability zone. Next one is it is the edge location of your web content. Third one is it is the AWS region where you run the EC2 instance for your web content. Fourth one is it is a group used to span multiple availability zone. So these are the 4 options where The correct answer is A. A placement group is a logical grouping of instances within a single availability zone. Next, sixth, do Amazon EBS volumes persist independently from running the life of an Amazon EC2 instance? A. Yes, they do, but only if they are detached from the instance. B. No, you cannot attach EBS volumes to an instance. C. No, they are dependent. D. Yes, they do. So answer is D. Yes, they do. An Amazon EBS volume behaves like a raw, unformatted external block device that you can attach to a single instance. The volume persists independently from the running life of an Amazon EC2 instance. While using the EC2 GET requests as URLs, the URL that serves as the entry point of the web service. There are four options. One is token, endpoint, action, none of these. Answer is B. That is, the endpoint is the URL that serves as the entry point for the web service. Which of the below mentioned options is not available when an instance is launched by auto-scaling with EC2 Classic? So answers are public IP, elastic IP, private DNS, private IP. Answer is B. Autoscaling supports both EC2 Classic and EC2 VPC. When an instance is launched as a part of EC2 Classic, it will have the public IP and DNS as well as the private IP and DNS. Next question comes to ninth one. You have been given a scope to deploy some AWS infrastructure for a large organization. The requirements are that you will have a lot of EC2 instances but need to add more when the average utilization of your Amazon EC2 fleet is high, and conversely remove them when CPU utilization is low. Which AWS service would be best to use to accomplish this? So here there are four options. One is auto-scaling Amazon CloudWatch and AWS Elastic Beanstalk. Next one is auto-scaling Amazon CloudWatch and Elastic Bean load balancing. Next is Amazon CloudFront, Amazon CloudWatch and Elastic load balancing. AWS Elastic Beanstalk, Amazon CloudWatch and Elastic load balancing. Among all these, the correct answer is B. That is, auto-scaling enables you to follow the demand curve for your application closely, reducing the need to manually provision Amazon EC2 capacity in advance. For example, you can set a condition that add EC2 capacity in EC2 instances in increments to the auto-scaling group. When the average utilization of your Amazon EC2 fleet is high, and similarly you can set a condition to remove instances in the same increments when CPU utilization is low. If you have predictable load changes, you can set a schedule through auto-scaling to plan your scaling act metrics. You can use Amazon CloudWatch to send alarms to trigger scaling act metrics and elastic load balancing to help distribute traffic to your instances within autoscaling groups. Autoscaling enables you to run your Amazon EC2 fleet at optional utilization. Next, 10th one. As AWS grows, most of your clients' main concerns seem to be about security, especially when all of their competitors also seem to be using AWS. One of your clients asks you whether having a competitor who hosts their EC2 instances on the same physical host would make it easier for the competitor to hack into the client's data. Which of the following statement would be the best choice to put your client's mind at rest? So here there are four options. One is different instances running on the same physical machine or isolated from each other via a 256-bit advanced encryption standard, that is AES 256. Next is different instances running on the same physical machine or isolated from each other via Zen hypervisor and via a 256-bit advanced encryption standard AES 256. Next is different instances running on the same physical machine or isolated from each other via Zen hypervisor. Next, different instances running on the same physical machine or isolated from each other via IAM permissions. So among these four, the answer is C. See, Amazon Elastic Cloud, that is compute cloud, that is EC2, is a key component in Amazon infrastructure as a service, providing a resizable computing capacity using the server instances in Amazon Web Services data centers. Amazon EC2 is designed to make web scale computing easier by enabling you to obtain and configure capacity and minimal friction. You create and launch instances which are collections of platform hardware and software. Different instances running on which are collection of platform hardware and software. Different instances running on the same physical machines are isolated from each other via the Zen hypervisor. Amazon is active in the Zen community, which provides awareness of the latest developments. In addition, the AWS firewall resides within the hypervisor layer between the physical network interface and the instance's virtual interface. All packets must pass through this layer, thus the instance's neighbors have no more access to that instance than any other host on the internet and can be treated as if they are on separate physical hosts. The physical RAM is separated from similar mechanisms. So among all of the explanation, you can find the answer it as C. Next, 11th question, that is, what would be the best way to retrieve the public IP address of your EC2 instance using the CLI? One is using tags, second is using tracer root, third one is using IP config, fourth one is using instance metadata. Answer is D, that is to determine the instance public address from within the instance. You can use the instance metadata. So instance metadata is the correct answer. Use the following command to access the public IP address. that is for the Linux, and next is for the Windows. Next 12th question. In EC2, if your EBS volume stays in the detaching state, you can force the detachment by clicking force detach, detach instance, attach volume, attach instance. The answer is force instance, force detach. If your volume stays in the detaching state, you can force the detachment by clicking force detach. Next 13. Do you need to shut down EC2 instance when you create a snapshot of EBS volume that serve as a root device? A. No, you only need to shut down an instance before deleting it. B. Yes. C. No, the snapshot would turn off your instance automatically. D. No. Answer is B. Yes. To create a snapshot of Amazon EBS volumes that serve as root devices, you should stop the instance before taking the snapshot. Next, 14th one. After setting up EC2 security group with a cluster of 20 EC2 instances, you find an error in the security group settings. You quickly make changes to the security group settings. When will the changes to the settings be effective? The first one is the settings will be effective immediately for all the instances in the security group. Second one is the settings will be effective only when all the instances are restarted. Third one is the settings will be effective for all the instances only after 30 minutes. Fourth one is the setting will be effective only for the new instances added to the security group. Fifth one is the settings will be effective for all the instances only after 20 minutes. Answer is A. Amazon Redshift applies changes to the cluster security group immediately. So if you have associated the cluster security group with a cluster inbound cluster access rules, in the updated cluster security group applies immediately. 15th one. In Amazon CloudFront, if you use Amazon EC2 instance and other custom origins with CloudFront, it is recommended to A. Not use elastic load balancing. B. Restrict the internet communication to private instances while allowing outgoing traffic. C. Enable access key rotation for CloudWatch metrics. D. Specify the URL of the load balancer for the domain name of your origin server. Answer is D. In Amazon CloudFront, you should use elastic load balancing load balancer to handle traffic across multiple Amazon EC2 instances and to isolate your application from changes to Amazon EC2 instances. When you create your CloudFront distribution, specify the URL of the load balancer for the domain name of your origin server. 16th. What is the time period with which metric data is sent to cloud when detailed monitoring is enabled on the Amazon EC2 instance? It's 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 1 minute and 45 seconds. Answer is C. By default, Amazon EC2 metrics data is automatically sent to the CloudWatch in 5-minute period. However, you can enable detailed monitoring on Amazon EC2 instance, which sends data to CloudWatch in 1-minute period of time. Which one of the following does not affect Amazon CloudFront billing? Distribution type, data transfer out, detection of IP SSL certificates and requests. The answer is A, that is Amazon CloudFront is a web service for content delivery. CloudFront delivers your content using global network of edge location and works seamlessly with the Amazon S3, which durably stores the original and effective versions of your files. Amazon CloudFront billing is mainly affected by data transfer out edge location, traffic distribution requests, detected IP SSL certificates. Next, you are architecting a high scalable and reliable web application which will have a huge amount of content. You have decided to use CloudFront as you know it will speed up distribution of your static and dynamic web content, and you know that the Amazon CloudFront integrates with the Amazon CloudWatch metrics so that you can monitor your web application. Because you live in Sydney, you have chosen the Asia Pacific Sydney region in the Amazon AWS console. However, you have set up this, but no CloudFront metrics seem to be appearing in the CloudWatch console. What is the most likely reason for the possible choices below of this? First one, metrics of CloudWatch are available only when you choose the same region as the application you are monitoring. Second one is you need to pay for CloudWatch for it to be active. Next is metrics of a CloudWatch are available only when you choose the US East in Virginia. Then metrics of the CloudWatch are not available for Asian Pacific region. Answer is C, that is CloudFront is a global service and metrics are available only when you choose the US East and Virginia region in the AWS console. If you choose another region, no CloudFront metrics will appear in the CloudWatch console. Thank you. These are the most frequently asked questions in the exam. So hope you all understood these multiple choice questions in concept of EC2. Thank you. Thank you very much.